Hello, and welcome to the Woo Woo Gypsy podcast. I'm Taylor, your host. This week, we've got You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Cicero. To say that this book has gripped me by my female testicle balls would not even bring this book to justice. I'm only halfway through, and I'm really taking this one very seriously because it has gripped me so tightly by my ovaries that I didn't want to rush it, and I'm really taking every single exercise seriously, going through them very precariously, and yeah, because I'm just loving it. It's just been a feel-good book. I really resonate with her as an author. The way that she comes across is awesome. The way that she's not too serious. Like, a lot of the other books are very serious, to the point. And not to say that they're not good, like, self-help books or, making money books, whatever. I don't think I've really read too many bad ones yet, but she just comes across in such a personal level and is just very personable, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say. And I relate to her a lot in the way that she says things. I am almost through the 6th chapter, which means I'm about halfway through the book. And she said, one of the words that she said, instead of like have the nerve, she put Noive. And for a second, I was like, huh? But it was literally like a split second. And then I was like, oh, you've got to have the naive. Like, yeah. So I thought that was pretty clever on her part. Kudos to you, Jen. I loved it. Anywho, yeah, if you're like a down-to-earth person, this is really a good read. I really highly suggest it. I got really lucky, and I found this book at Goodwill when I was thrifting the one day. The Goodwill that I go to, hello, James. I hope you guys can hear him. He's mad because I have my door closed for my office. But it's slightly ajar, Jim. You can come in. He's not allowed in here because he eats my plants. I think I've said that before. But if I'm in here, I usually let him. Sorry, I just said but so fucking loud. Okay, anyways, ADHD moment aside. Forgot what I was talking about, so let me give it a pause real quick. Okay, so I remembered. Anyways, some of the Goodwills do this and some of them don't. The one that I go to in the town next to me, they like filed their books kind of by color, which makes it really aesthetically pleasing. And this is a green book, so it kind of stood out. But yeah, I was really excited to find it while thrifting. I get so excited to find books that I have like been kind of looking for while thrifting. I'll like think of them and be like, I want to get that book. I need to get that from the library. And then I'll forget about it, and then I'll go to the thrift store and be like, oh, there it is. I could go to the library and get it for free, but I'm going to pay $1.50 for it now. Anyways, but at least now I get to own it and write in it, which I have been. I don't really write in books, but this one I've been writing in so much because she's just got such good shit in here. And I've like highlighted, underlined, I've starred, I wrote in the margins. I mean, I think that kind of tells you how good a book is if you just can't stop being like, what? And like, there's so much good stuff, and I don't have a whole lot underlined or, written in. But the like key points that she's got, I really hone in on. All right, so the breakdown of each chapter is really nice. I always kind of go over that in each episode because it's very hard for me to stay into a book It is, but it isn't. It just depends. Sometimes they, snag you and bring you in, and then other times it kind of takes a while, and then sometimes it gets good at the end, and then sometimes it just fucking sucks. But the breakdown of each chapter is super easy to get through. It's so digestible. So she'll have like little excerpts in between some of the paragraphs of, like tidbits of information to kind of break it up. And even just doing that instead of just putting it into the paragraph along with everything else, like she's got the ... line across and then something, written, and then the ... line across again. And so it's just a nice breakup, and it's really nice on the eyes. So she does that a couple times throughout each chapter, usually. And they're usually kind of like little key takeaways. And then at the end of the chapter, she usually puts in a success story for whatever like she had just finished talking about in that chapter. So maybe if you, like, one of them is this guy went from $20,000 a year to over $150,000 in a year in less than 7 months. And it goes over like his story kind of how he did it. And it's just like a short little excerpt. Like they're not super long little success stories, but it's just enough to grab you in and like make you feel not compatible. I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, it just feels cozy to you. Like, if you feel like you can, oh my God, not compare it. Why can't I think of this fucking word? Whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. You're probably screaming the word at me if you're listening. But it makes you feel, comfy, cozy. And yeah. So then she'll do that. And then at the end of the chapter, she does her suggested money mantra. And she always says to say it, write it, feel it, own it. And I usually do the power of the threes, like Nikola Tesla. How it's the 3, 6, and 9 are like the magic numbers of the universe. So I usually will write it 3 times when she says, to write it. And like one of the mantras is, I love money because I love myself. So in my journal that I'm writing and doing the exercises in, I wrote that 3 times at least. Sometimes I write it 5 times. But for the most part, I wrote it 3 times. And then she will give you some exercises to do. And again, they're very like bite-sized exercises. Some of them, if you're really into, like I'm really into this one and I get into the flow of it, and I've just been writing like fucking crazy. I don't know if it's just a certain time in my cycle where I'm doing good. I'm not even ovulating right now. Usually I'm in my luteal phase. That's usually when you're not feeling this fucking hype. So I think she's doing something good because she got me out of the funk of my luteal phase. Sorry guys, you won't understand that. And honestly, some girls, which is not great, need to do better at educating women. Anyway, so yeah, she does that list. And then at the end, it's, I'm grateful to money because blank. And again, when I did that exercise, I wrote it 3 times. And I either did 3 different ones or I did the same one if there was one that was just really sticking with me. So I will go into that and find where... Okay. I'm grateful to money because it can bring such happiness to me and those around me. I'm grateful to money because I can do spectacular things with it. I'm grateful to money because it will take me places I never imagined. I'm grateful to money because it is powerful and life-changing. So I did 4. So it was like whatever was speaking to me. But I make sure to try to at least do 3 every time she says to write something, say something. And I was saying these out loud as I was writing it. And then after I wrote it, I said it out loud. One of the most powerful exercises I feel like so far, and it's really made me kind of figure out where my money blocks are, which I already kind of knew some of them, but it helps you get into it a little bit more. One of the exercises at the end is you take one of your limiting beliefs, and then you start questioning it and break it down, and then you like reword it into a positive money mantra. So I will read some in case you guys need some examples, because she listed some and I worked through some of my own that I could come up with off the top of my head, and then I went through the ones that she listed that I resonated with. Resonate! That was the fucking word I was looking for earlier. You resonate with the fucking stories. Alright. So my limiting belief was people who are rich are assholes. I don't know about you, but I especially think this when I'm driving and, you know, people in fucking BMWs and the Benzes, they're always acting like their shit don't stink and they can just go in front of you. And Lincolns, old people in Lincolns, they always think that they have the right of way. So, you know, that's one of my limiting beliefs, because I'm like, oh, you're fucking rich and you think that your shit don't stink and you're a fucking asshole. So, I have some slight road rage. But yeah, so people who are rich are assholes. And I transformed that. I've like broke it down and it came up with being rich doesn't make you an asshole. Money can make you confident. So I would say money can make you confident is going to be my new mantra for that. Money is evil. We know a lot of evil, you know. Who is it? Epstein's Island or whatever, you know, and rich people going there and they're evil. So that must mean you're evil if you have a lot of money. But I transformed it from money is evil to money is powerful. And there are some very good, powerful people that are rich. So, Audrey Hepburn, R.I.P. Another one. If I became rich, people will talk shit about me. I transformed that into having money doesn't influence shit talk. People will talk shit about you if you're rich, poor, in the middle, and if you're middle class, it doesn't matter. People are gonna fucking talk shit. And I don't really care so much about people talking shit, but I just know that that's probably one of the things that I need to remember, that regardless, people are gonna people. Okay. It is hard to make money. A lot of us hear this as children. I know I did. And I transformed that into making money is a breeze. Another one, I have to sacrifice fun and doing something I love in order to make movies. Make money. I don't make movies. And yeah, so I think that's another big one that people run into. I transformed that into I can create a life in which the things I find fun and important bring in stacks of money. And I tried to reword them differently than maybe somebody else would. I tried to like make them my own and really like make them positive. So you could have the same limiting belief and switch it into something that's a positive mantra for you that's totally different than, you know, what I wrote down for mine. I'll do 2 more here. I need to have a secure job. Again, another one I feel like we all kind of, you know, the parents beat into us. I switched that to I can make money and prosper in abundance being a creative person and doing what I love. Last one, money causes stress. I transformed that into money brings me joy. Ooh, I'm going to do this one last one because it's another one that people usually resonate very well with. There's never enough money. And I transformed that into the universe is never ending with plenty of money, because bitch it is. Jot that down. But anyway, so I have like multiple pages now of my limiting beliefs and reworking them into positive money mantras. And I plan on taking all of those and like all of the, like I'm grateful for money, and I had the idea to put them in a voice note so that it's like in my own voice, and I can hear myself say it, and I'm going to play it at night. I don't know if I can, I have an iPhone. I don't know if I can lock the phone and play a voice memo so that it's not just like staying on for X amount of time and draining my battery. But that was an idea I had that maybe, you could do too. It's nice with me having a podcast if I wanted to make one, and I could just put it out there, put it on Spotify, and listen to that and do the like timing. Spotify has like a timer at the end of the episode that you can choose, like, okay, like turn it off when this episode is done, and that way you're not like replaying. But I'm like, I wanted to listen to it while I'm sleeping, and maybe listen to it in the morning when I wake up, or at night as I'm falling asleep, and then let it play as I'm sleeping. I'm not sure, but I definitely want to like turn it on at night and have it play while I'm sleeping, so hopefully it kind of burrows into my subconscious and changes the old way of thinking into the new way of thinking. Okay, as I'm flipping through my journal here, I am seeing that I did do some of these in 3. So one of them, I'm sure this was for an exercise, I put, I make money in my sleep, and I have that written 3 times. And then, but I make money in my sleep 3 times, and then 2 reasons why I'm grateful for money, and then I have it written again 3 times the next day, the next morning. So, yeah, because I have I have a really cool journal that has the, you can like circle the month and the date of the month at the top on every page, so it's nice, so I can see, okay, this is what I did this day, okay, this is a new day. And then I have even notes in my journal of activities that I really connected with. Like it says, connect with the energy of money 5 minutes per day. And I have some other weird... Oh, that's just an asterisk. Okay. So that's one of the things that she says to do is just like imagine money flowing through you. Imagine it being this like awesome presence. And try to do that for like 5 minutes a day, like meditating and, having that thought process while you're meditating. A lot of the activities too, she says to like think of money, and instead of thinking like the bad words that you usually think of money, like kind of like the oh my gosh, the money blocks or whatever your money blocks are. What words come up with that? Like how rich people are assholes. So like asshole, and instead of thinking of those words, like switch them. So I have 5 words like powerful, helpful, abundant, beautiful, life-changing. I know life-changing is 2 words, but whatever. And some of these exercises were a little difficult, but for the most part, it's honestly, I'm thoroughly enjoying every exercise. A lot of times with books, I kind of skim through and like I do the exercises, but I'm not really into them. And I don't know if I just caught myself at a good time or if this book is really just one of those that I finally, you know how you stumble on something 1,000 times and then finally it sticks. I don't know if it's that. Honestly, I think she's just a fabulous writer and she really relates to the reader, and I think that's fucking awesome. Another exercise was writing a letter to money. And I didn't write a super long one just because my mindset has been changing through this. So I went from feeling one way and now I'm feeling the other way. So I just wrote one that was like kind of in the middle of the feelings. And I definitely want to write another letter to money here later. And I'm for sure going to repeat a lot of these exercises after I'm done with this book and like continue doing some of the exercises. Just like in the book The Magic, a lot of the exercises are easy that you can kind of do every day, like holding your magic rock at night and thinking of the thing you're most grateful for at the end of the day. So I'm going to take a lot of these practices and transform them into my daily life. Okay, and then we're getting to my most favorite part so far. And I'm only halfway through. So, this one, I'm saying so a lot. I need to get rid of so, but, and especially so. I realize that's the new for me. Apologies, my guys. Okay, this exercise she does day in the life. So, like a day in the life of you being rich. And I have had to take a break from this because I was writing so much my wrist was hurting. So I had to step back. And I have 4 pages, like long, big pages. Like, this is a pretty big journal. It's not like a little mini, like, book-sized journal. It's a big journal. And I have 4 large pages full. And I just got deep into imagining what my, like, dream, ideal life would be like when I get rich. You notice how I said when, because I am going to. I see it. It's in my life. I'm just going to give you a little excerpt. I kind of got into it. I got pretty detailed, but I tried to leave some space, I guess, for the universe. And that's like one of the most important things to me, is that like to leave room for the universe to do its thing, because sometimes things just don't work out exactly how you think they will. They still work out, they're just in a different way. But I'm just going to read a little bit of my excerpt on it, and then I might end this there, because we're coming up on 22 minutes now, and that's about all that I have. So, all right, let's get into it. A day in the life of my dream life. 10 little lashes batting awake to the morning sun slipping through the window. The rays gently falling onto our king-size bed in our 2-story home. The silky, soft, organic Egyptian cotton bedding caressing our perfect skin like a cozy cocoon. We all wake up and play as the morning sun gets higher. The smell of vanilla and cedar fills the room alongside our laughter and shrills of pure glee. I tell the children and our pets it's time to start the day. So, I'm going to stop there for a second. I purposely put in certain details because I love a lot of natural lighting in any place that I go to, especially my home. So that's why I have a lot of like the rays falling in, the morning sun slipping through the window. So like really reiterating that I'm going to have a place that has a nice, awesome amount of natural lighting, and it's going to be perfect. And I also put in the smell of vanilla and cedar fills the room, because you need to have all your senses in there, she said. And just in a lot of the books, they say to make sure you use all your senses when you're visualizing something. And I have vanilla and cedar wood essential oils, so I plan on putting those in the diffuser and reflecting back on this and really like visualizing it every time I put those in the diffuser, so that maybe every couple of days I plan on putting some in there. And I love those scents. It just smells so fucking good. So I'm kind of tying the smell to the visualization and knowing, hey, I do smell vanilla and cedarwood, so I will be smelling that in my new, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to connect the dots there and trying to hone in on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing, what I'm smelling. So I'm trying to hit on all of those aspects. I'm going to jump down to, like, I go through what my morning routine would be with the kids and my animals. And let's see. Okay, so then I'm gonna skip to after like breakfast. Like I go into a lot of fucking detail. So this is me like thinking of what the outside is gonna be like of my house. After cleaning up our dishes, we head outside and Lou tags along for the morning walk around our farmstead. I spy the car of one of the volunteers as they must be doing the morning rounds, taking gentle, loving care of our precious angel animals. Again, I get really into detail about like taking good care of them, they're precious, and really using my adjectives. All of our babies are rescues and are so joyous in our care. After greeting the volunteer and telling them to help themselves to some fresh squeezed OJ and blueberry muffins, we continue walking. Oh my gosh, I put allowing. It's supposed to say walking. Where's my pen? We continue walking. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking with allowing. Again, I really focused on fresh squeezed OJ and blueberry muffins, like as in homemade blueberry muffins, because I really want to be centered around fresh stuff, like us making our own fresh things and doing that even more so in my dream home, in my day in the life. Okay. Tending to anything that needs attention while Lou sniffs around to give his check of everything. As we walk along, me and the kids love the sounds and smells of our home. So this is where I kind of left it really open for me to get in. The chickens clucking, the poo stinking, the earth permeating the smell of freshly dug dirt, the warm sun on our backs, the goats bleating, right? That's what goats do. Our feet sweeping across the supple earth, the cows chewing their cud next to the newbie horse in the pasture, becoming quick pals and confidants. Finally, we make it all the way back around and past the goats as we come up to our poo-free oasis next to the gardens. Because if anybody knows, having chickens and goats and any sort of farm animals, there's going to be shit. A lot of shit. A lot of places. So that's why I very specifically said poo-free. But yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of an insight in how you can write your day in the life. I have tried to do, I don't know if it was this exercise or something similar before, and it was hard for me to get into it. Again, I don't know if she just caught me in a good spot, if this was the book that finally clicked for me. I'm unsure, but I'm loving it, and I'm really highly suggesting it. I believe Francesca Amber on the Law of Attraction podcast, I think she talks about this book, and I think she interviews Jen, if I'm remembering correctly. It could be an alternate universe in which I visited while dreaming. So there's that. All right, anyway, that's what I got going on right now. I will give an update on the end of the book next week, and also any updates on how the exercises are going and if I'm seeing any magical shit happening. I did get a free chocolate shake from McDonald's while reading it. Like, I wasn't reading it at McDonald's, but like, you know. So, just saying, while I was getting my oil change, my premium, the best oil change from Conrad's, because I deserve the best, and I'm not going to settle for the two lesser options, because I'm trying to really, I'm a rich bitch. So, all right, I will leave you at that. I'm excited to tell you how the rest goes. Oh my God. Sorry, I just had lunch. I hope you have a good rest. Oh, wait. And also get excited because I might be putting out two podcasts next week, because Ostara, I think that's how you pronounce it, is coming up as well. It's kind of like Easter, but it's the pagan holiday. I love pagan holidays. They're so fucking fun compared to the fucking Christian ones. No offense. No offense. I'm sorry. I grew up Christian. They're great. But I don't know. I just really resonate with pagan holidays in the way like Yule instead of Christmas. Anyways, okay, sorry, babbling on. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, morning, afternoon, week, weekend, month, year, and a rest of your life. Okay, ciao.